Tonight, the crucial bridge connecting Russia to the Crimean peninsula now shut down. Daylight revealing extensive damage. The structure attacked late last night, killing 2 people and injuring 1 more, according to Russian officials. Multiple law enforcement sources telling Ukrainian public media that the attack was a special operation by the Ukrainian Navy. The strike embarrassing and infuriating for President Putin, who took on the construction of the bridge as a personal project after he annexed Crimea in 2014. This video showing him ceremoniously driving a truck over the bridge. Putin addressing the attack today, saying there will be a response from the Russian side. The defense ministry is preparing adequate proposals. The Kerch Bridge, a popular civilian route and key supply line for Russian military forces, was also targeted in October 2022 after a truck bomb exploded, requiring months of repair. Today's attack swiftly followed by Russia announcing its suspension of a key grain deal that allowed the export of Ukrainian grain to travel through the Black Sea. Russia says there's no connection between the attack and the deal. It had been threatened for some time, but world leaders fear this latest move could be detrimental to the global food supply.
The result of Russia's action today, weaponizing food, using it as a tool, as a weapon in its war against Ukraine, will be to make food harder to come by in places that desperately need it and have prices rise.
Today's events coming amid the continuing fallout for Russia since the attempted mutiny by Yevgeny Prigozhin in June. 2 top generals, Vladimir Severstov and Ivan Popov, fired from the ranks in a recent purge of military leaders. And while Prigozhin hasn't been seen since his failed insurrection, his Wagner Group army now reported to be in Belarus.
All right, with that, Keir Simmons joins us now live in studio here on Top Story. Keir, great to see you in person. I do want to ask you about that reporting about the Wagner Group in Belarus. You were just there.
Right.
So what are the troops doing back there? You leave, they come back. What's going on?
It's a great question. It's one of many very, very good questions. Why are they there? Belarus says they're training Belarus military. But if you believe that, there are fears, of course, that they are there to threaten Ukraine. Where is Yevgeny Prigozhin, the man who led the Wagner Group? That's another important question. Where are some of the generals who are accused of supporting Prigozhin, supporting the Wagner Group? It does look as if, below the surface, and we can't necessarily know what's happening, there is a lot going on, kind of like a purge of some of these Russian military who may have supported that uprising. I guess some of these questions will get answered over time. But how long? Anyone
Putin maybe doesn't trust is now gone.
Right.
I do want to go back to the grain deal as well. You've reported extensively about this. You went to Kenya. You brought us some very compelling reporting. How quickly will the world feel sort of this new move by Russia to not allow grain to be exported out of Ukraine?
Fast, very fast. I mean, in places like Egypt and in East Africa, they really rely on these supplies. Now, I should say what Russia says. It claims, and this is Russia talking, obviously, that the grain wasn't reaching those kinds of countries. It also says that it wants to export its food as well as Ukraine exporting its grain. Now, what, of course, Secretary of State said today was, well, hold on a minute, Russia, you were the ones that invaded. You are effectively the cause of all this. But as every week goes by, worse maybe, as months go by, it will get more and more difficult for some of the poorest countries in the world.
Wow. Okay, Keir Simmons reporting for us right here in studio. Keir, we appreciate that.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top stories and breaking news by downloading the NBC News app.